All right, guys, we're back. We had to reset something here. I think YouTube's causing some problems for conservative voices. I saw somebody in the chat say the exact same thing. But, guys, what we're seeing right now, Iran thinks that a delay is an actual strategy. They think that they can survive long enough, stall long enough, keep the Strait of Hormuz under pressure long enough, they can call it a survival, a victory. But that may be the biggest mistake they've made yet, because President Trump is now at a point where he either lets Iran run out the clock or he finishes the job. I'm a big fan of a guy by the name of Victor Davis Hanson. And if you haven't followed him, if you haven't watched some of his breakdowns, you should. And I've grabbed a couple of clips from his perspective. And I want to show you a couple of these things because they resonate with what we're seeing. If you don't know who he is, I believe he has a doctorate's degree in history. He works in California, I believe at Stanford. I think he is a senior fellow at Stanford. There's a couple of points that he makes that I think is really valid right now.
It's just so deleterious.
Yeah, it is. It is. And so it has always turned out that the best friends of the black community and the white community are those who offer constructive criticism rather than appease and accommodate.
Yeah, let's just get your take here on this this quote unquote slush fund. Headline from the Daily Mail: stunning sign, Trump losing party. White House crisis summit scrapped as Republicans knife president over $1.8 billion fund for January 6th rioters. Last night,
So this is interesting that the president wants to compensate people that were unfairly charged. They were unjustly imprisoned, like Tina Peters. And now, because of what's happening in the Middle East, the news media and some of these outlets that don't necessarily align with you or I, they're starting to use other methods. They're trying to get other support from different avenues to go after the president. And I think that is insanely important right now because of what or how that things are working out in the Middle East. They need something else to go after him with. And it's interesting to see how desperate they are, because I do believe they are very, very desperate to align with anyone that disagrees with the president on anything right now.
Finish the job. They don't want to be told as soon as we go home after the negotiations that they break the negotiations, that they're cheating, that Trump is a taco. The left goes jubilant. Robert Kagan, whom we know, I knew his father very well, a wonderful classicist, Donald Kagan. He has a piece saying it's a complete defeat. I mean, he doesn't even talk about the attrition or the destruction of the Iranian military, or the $500 they're bleeding a day. But my point,
$500 million a day that they're bleeding. That's not, but that doesn't fit their narrative. And I think Hansen made a really solid point. One of the most important points in this entire Iran situation. Trump is at a crossroads. And I don't mean that in some kind of like cable news, dramatic, overproduced NCIS, MS Now way. I mean, he is standing at a strategic turning point because Iran is not trying to win the way that you and I think about winning. You and I think about winning. All of you probably want $2 gas. You want your oil changes cheap. You want your groceries cheap, all of those things. That's what we think about winning. Iran's method of winning isn't that they need to defeat the United States Navy. Iran does not have to defeat Israel. Iran does not have to, lack of a better term, dominate the battlefield. All they have to do is survive. And that's in their mind. Real Bits, thank you so much. I saw your super chat in the other stream and I really appreciate it. Really vastly appreciate it. Trump needs to finish this. If you ask me, they already have some form of surprise and are going to visit with us a la surprise or from containers in the ocean. Real Bits, you might be right about that. Thank you very much. And if you agree with Real Bits, let me know in the comments. But Trump is at a crossroads. Iran wants to survive. That's it. They are a cockroach. And not the actual people, but the regime. And for the regime, survival is the victory. If they can survive the strikes, survive the pressure, keep some of their nuclear program alive, keep threatening the Strait of Hormuz, keep pushing proxies, firing the drones, harass the shipping, and then they can claim that they stood up to the evil white devil from the West. They'll call that a win. And the media, the news media will help them. And they'll help them sell it. The global left will help them sell it. I bet George Soros is jumping up and down. His son Alex is probably jumping up and down and cheering for this. The anti-American crowd is probably cheering. They're going to help them sell it. And that's why this cannot become another endless negotiation where Iran runs out the clock. And I put this comment down in the poll, down in the bottom there. Should Trump accept a 60-day Iran ceasefire? I think that's what they want. They want to stall. They want to talk. They want to drag this thing out until some of the military pressure fades, until the news cycle moves on. One of the big distractions early on in this whole situation, do you remember the lady that went missing in Arizona? Samantha Guthrie's mom? Have you heard about that? The news cycle moves so quickly and to so many different things that they're looking for the next distraction. And all the while, Trump, his cabinet, the administration, the United States military, politically, they're boxed in. Victor Davis Hanson's point is that Trump cannot let the left leverage fear of the midterms against him. And I've got this clip here. There's another part of this interview. It's a long interview. It's a very long interview to go through. I was out mowing the yard and had this in my headphones listening. And while I was doing this, I was pissed off, but I was a little bit enlightened at the same time.
BLM was flying those hang glider banners.
Yeah.
At Stanford, where I was teaching, a black lecturer was telling Jews to get on one side of the classroom. Oh no, that happened. That happened in that 20-day period before the IDF went into Gaza. They were jubilant. They were ecstatic. Kill Jews and we're going to destroy Israel. Don't they get it? The people. That's who they are now.
Yeah.
And
do you believe he's right? Is that who the Democrat Party is? Do you think that everybody glosses over October 7th a couple of years ago, 3 years ago? Everybody glosses over that. Do you believe that the people were in those hang gliders on October 7th? This is just a question, just a hypothetical question. The people that attacked Israel, that flew in on the hang gliders, do you think they're conservatives? If they were American, do you think they were Republicans? Or would they be Democrats, or would they be libertarians? You can put a comment in the chat. A D for Democrat, an L for libertarian, or an R for conservatives. What do you think those people are? What do you think the people in our country that are actually protesting for the IRGC are? Have you seen very many Christian conservatives protesting for the Iranians? I mean, AOC, right? She put on the hijab the other day. It was an interesting move, but these people always show you who they are, don't they? Always.
I get so tired of these phrases that they all use when the left does stuff. You ever notice every campus president, when a bunch of Middle Eastern students or somebody ransack the office, or they push a Jew, or they corner the Cornell professor, remember, in his car and threaten. They always say the same thing. They either say, "That's not who we are at Cornell," or they say, "There is no place for that. There's no place for that here." Well, there is a place, and it's going to happen. They should say, "We created a climate where they feel that every place is conducive for what they want to do, because we're a propaganda machine, and everybody on campus teaches that you hate Israel and indoctrinate these kids. So it's logical that they're going to do that." That's what the truth.
And it's been married.
I think we can all kind of agree these university campuses have become indoctrination camps. And they always say that Trump is going to send you to some lockup concentration camp. But the camps that they have are funded by your tax dollars in perpetual student loans, where you're paying on your bachelor's degree for feminine dance therapy for 94 years. And when Trump says he doesn't care about the midterms, I don't think he doesn't mean that he's not care if Republicans win. I think he means he's not going to let the media, Democrats, weak Republicans, foreign enemies, scare him out of finishing the job. That's what I think. How many of you know someone that's in their 60s and they're still paying on their student loan? There's multiple snares. There's multiple traps. They tell you you have to go to college to be successful. Number one. That's part one of the trap. Part two of the trap. You can't afford to pay for college as you go. So you get into this loan. There's another trap. And then while you're there at the university, while your kids are there studying, the professors, the teachers, the faculty push anti-American rhetoric. And when you're around it long enough, when your kids are around it long enough, they start thinking like that. That's the third trap. And then they get out of college. They can't get a good job. They're pouring coffee at a Starbucks. And they want the government to then pay for the student loans that they were not forced to take out for a degree in philosophy that they knew they would never find a good job for. They want the government, and just replace the word government with you. They want you to pay for it. And if you don't, then government bad. Whoever's in charge bad. Whoever's not giving them money bad. And while they were there, they learned this rhetoric, this anti-Israel rhetoric. The first opportunity to flip on Israel was Iran. The same regime that flew in on the parachutes, the hang gliders, October 7th. So naturally, these young college students are going to side with that. Because for 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, however long they hung around college, they were taught that anyone that goes against Israel, good. Anyone support Israel, bad. So this is much bigger. It's much deeper. It's much more disgusting as to what's unfolding. When's the last time you heard of anyone with a journalism degree being conservative? And the one or two conservative journalists that there are, you're gone. You get crapped on. You're out. I think that's why this is happening. Somebody said some YouTube channels have disappeared. West, is it making sense now? Is it making sense? Now, here's where they're trying to they're trying to form a coalition. Coalesce. That's the word I don't use very often, being from Lower Alabama. If Trump finishes this quickly, it changes everything. It changes the military picture. Iran would no longer be able to pretend it controls the Strait of Hormuz. That matters. I've been over there in those waters. Those shipping lanes are not just lines on a map. That is the coronary artery for the global economy whenever it comes to oil, natural gas. You'd be surprised how much natural gas comes out of there. Just off the coast of Israel, there's a natural gas field called the Leviathan Natural Gas Field. That's the real problem with the conflict between Lebanon and Israel. It's in the Mediterranean. It's called the Leviathan Gas Field. Look it up. It's huge. That's the real conflict there. Not the religion is part of it, but the Leviathan gas field is much bigger part of the problem. So the Strait of Hormuz is the coronary artery of the global economy. Oil moves through there, commerce, farmers here, fertilizer getting more expensive. It goes through there. Allies depend on those lanes. And every hostile regime on earth is watching to see whether America, and you can replace the word America with Trump, if America or Trump still has the will to keep those lanes open. If Iran can threaten Hormuz and get away with it, China learns a lesson in the South China Sea, Taiwan. Our need for those microchips hasn't exceeded the need for oil because we do produce here. But those are becoming very, very congruent. The Houthis, remember the Houthi rebels? They learned a lesson in the Red Sea. Every enemy of America learns that if you create enough chaos, America may blink. But if Trump forces Hormuz open, keeps it open, makes it clear Iran cannot close it, that sends a different message. I think it tells the world America got a backbone. I'd love for somebody to make like a meme of the Wizard of Oz. And I would like Dorothy to be, I don't know who Dorothy should be. I'll let you decide. But I think some of the characters you could have as former presidents. You could have, the lion that needed a heart. Was it a heart that he wanted? You could have one of them as Biden. You could have one of them as Obama. You could have one of them as Clinton, Bush, Trump. And you send them to the wizard to get what they needed. It would be a great meme. I might have to look at this. Because we're starting to see now that we have a president with a little bit of backbone, it's upset the entire apple cart. It has upset the entire New World Order that George Bush Sr. said that he supported. You remember him saying a new world order? We all know that. The Tin Man wanted a heart. There we go. Sorry. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Pick it apart. I don't care at this point. Make it comfortable for you. But that's where we're at right now. We've got a president with a backbone, and it has scared the hell out of the New World Order. It has scared the hell out of the World Economic Forum. It has scared the hell out of the Council on Foreign Relations. It has scared the hell out of NATO. It has scared the hell out of the United Nations. It's scared the hell out of OPEC. It's scared the hell out of the British. Because this has changed the economic picture across the globe. Trump has made this not about missiles and ships. We've got those. They don't have those. We got them. This is about gas prices, trucking cost, groceries, heating bills. It's about working class American family. It's already tired of paying more for everything. And Victor Davis Hanson's argument, and I agree with him 1,000%. If the strait is stabilized, a lot of people lose. A lot of these speculators that are speculating on oil futures, they're gambling on the stock market. They're betting on America to lose. If oil markets believe Iran cannot hold the world economy hostage, what do you think it does to oil prices? Let me know what you think in the comments. When the world understands that Iran is not in charge, what does it do to oil prices on the world stage? My opinion, gas prices plummet. Inflation plummets. Businesses start gaining ground. Families got a little extra scratch. And suddenly the story is not chaos overseas. The story becomes strength overseas producing relief right here at home. That is a massive political shift. How many of you know what's coming in November? November? Midterm elections. Midterm elections. Every election cycle, midterm and presidential. Have you ever heard of a thing called the October surprise? Have you heard of the October surprise? That is a phrase that all of you are familiar with for a reason. Because something always is planned or just conveniently occurs right before the November election. Just as the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, there will be an October surprise. I don't know what it will be. Let me grab that comment right there. Last minute effort to disrupt the elections. Joe very could well be correct. How many of you believe Joe's comment here? Do you think we're going to see something in October like this? I think we do. I think we see something. I hope it's not something on our soil, some kind of disaster, some kind of attack. I hope it's not that. I really hope it's not that. Vicky, Tulsi releasing her October surprise early. Executive Order 13848. If you don't know what that is, you should. You need to look at what Executive Order 13848. White Earp 387. Oh, okay. What's up, White Earp 387? What do you all think the October surprise could be? Do you think there's some people working behind the scenes? Why no release of the president's health? They did release the president's health findings. He was healthy as rain. Very healthy. I saw the report myself. But I like the little comment to try to goad people into believing that something's wrong with the president. The same people that never said a damn word about Joe Biden's health. Nobody ever said anything about that, did they? No. No one ever said about that. England, I think, Ben, what do you think? I don't know. I don't know about England. Let's talk about this for a second. This happened yesterday when Iran, in the middle of negotiations, launched a ballistic missile towards Kuwait, successfully intercepted by Kuwaiti forces, egregious ceasefire by the Iranian regime. There were multiple people hurt. Multiple people hurt there. I want to say about 5 or 6 people were hurt in that strike, that retaliatory airstrike in Kuwait. Does this sound like a regime that wants a deal, or is this more of a delay? Deal or a delay? It's basically down to that. I don't believe they want a deal. I believe this is all about delaying everything, or as much as they can. We're putting sanctions on them. They're losing money. Got an article here. Iran claims uranium enrichment as a red line in talks with the U.S. Now, there's a very important bit of information that just came out. If this is true, and I don't think it's not true.
President Trump just got on Air Force One for a quick trip to Arizona for an event that we'll see later on today. He didn't take any questions, but he just told CBS News. He basically explained why it is that he is so confident a deal is about to be closed with the Iranians. He says that they have agreed to let United States, not troops, just somebody from the United States, go in to Iran with some Iranian officials to collect leftover uranium, what he calls the nuclear dust, and then bring it back somewhere to the United States. That has been the key to all of this. The president earlier today disputed a report in Axios that the U.S. might unfreeze $20 billion in Iranian money in exchange for getting them to fork over all this uranium. He says not a dollar will be exchanged in any way. So we will definitely hear more about this once he gets to Arizona, but there's a lot happening, and it is possible that he doesn't want to get ahead of his team who are talking directly to.
What are your thoughts there on that clip? And I put a question down at the bottom there. What would change public opinion fastest before the midterms? What do you think would change your opinion right now the fastest? If you pulled up to get gas right now and you got out of your truck, actually, most of you drive Priuses and Teslas, so you probably don't even need gas, right? Most of you drive those. If you got out of your Tesla and you were like, whoa, gas is cheaper, would that be the same? Would that be the easiest way for the president to win support? Would it need to be a stronger border? Because I think we've got a strong border. I haven't heard anything. Or would it be some arrests of big names? What would change your opinion? What would change public opinion the fastest? I put a poll in the chat. What would change public opinion the fastest before the midterms? Lower gas prices, ending the Iran conflict, stronger border. I think that's off the table, unless we just put up a laser wire around, not let any Canadians in. I'm almost at the point with Canadians that I am with illegals from the southern border. Or exposing the media narrative. What would be your special request? If you could fix one thing, what would it be? Right? Somebody said all the above. You can't have all the above. You can't have everything. This isn't Burger King. You don't get the way you want it, right? But I think all four of those things, and some weirdo was stalking me, said that my lips were not wet when I drink coffee. Who the hell drinks coffee with their lips all in the coffee? Who does that? What kind of psychopath does that? Said I was not drinking. Said I was fake drinking coffee. Sorry. No. I digress. But all four of those things could make a massive political shift. They could change the midterm picture. If Trump gets a favorable resolution in Iran, keeps Hormuz open, this is the big one for me, blocks Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, and gas prices fall, I got to adjust my chair before I even ask this question. If those things happen, what do Democrats run on? What do they have if those things occur? I'll shut up and wait. I can't wait to see the comments on this. I like my coffee like I like my girlfriend's. Hot and black. You like your girl Angel? Angel likes her coffee like her girlfriend's. Hot and black. Okay, gotcha. When do big name arrests become an October surprise? We made a video just the other day. Tulsi Gabbard just is planning to release 4 massive investigations before the time that she leaves. Aaron, we have no business in the Middle East. Aaron, where do we have business? The world is a global business. Aaron, I think you're wrong. We have business everywhere. We have business everywhere. Thank you so much for the updates. You're welcome. Gas comes down, grocery prices drop too. Those are directly related. Greg Prince has TDS. Okay, great. You caught it. Gas prices to drop before the 4th of July, $2.50 celebration. Wouldn't that be oddly convenient? We don't believe in coincidences here. Trump should deal with the Antifa. That would have the greatest effect on the long run. What are your local police doing to push back on Antifa? Most local police stations are afraid of them. Most local police are scared as shit of Antifa. I wouldn't say the police. I would say the leadership, the mayors. That's what they're afraid of. Aaron Russell, Trump lied. Man, we got one. We got a TDSer. Can we get a TDSer cleanup on line 3? TDS cleanup on line 3. Aaron Russell, change the tampon. There we go. We got one. Aaron Russell, thank you for being here. Love it. I love seeing this. Aaron, let me ask you a question. Aaron's obviously a Democrat. It's okay. we allow people with single-digit IQs in the chat. Two questions for anyone, specifically Aaron. Who's in charge of the Democrat Party? And what is the number one policy that Democrats are running on right now? Because Trump's previous presidency, their policy was, we hate Trump, we want to arrest him. When Biden was in office, their number one policy was, we hate Trump, let's arrest him. Now that Trump's back in office, their number one policy is, we hate Trump, let's arrest him. So for the better part of 12 years, or we're coming up on 12 years, the Democrat Party hasn't had a policy. They have no campaign foundation. They have no policy foundation. When is the last time a Democrat put forward some bill, something on the House floor that helped the American people? Aaron, I will shut up and listen while I try to find your comment as you make a little slime trail back under the toilet seat. No policies, just racism. Okay, I can say it. TDS or recording, yeah. Tell me any level of policy that the Democrats have that has improved your life. I'm 58. I can't answer that question. Billy, come on, man. This could be a policy. Trans for everyone. Like Oprah. You're a trans. You're a trans. You're a trans. You're a trans. Everybody gets a trans. Could be right. Lycan Wolf. Aaron, what did Trump lie about? We're waiting. Do not hold your breath for Aaron to answer. Democrat policy, no leader and F Trump. That's basically their policy point. That is their talking points. Here's a fake interview. Yeah, my name is Jake Tapper, Vice President Kamala Harris. What are your opinions? What are your plans for the problems in the Middle East? F Trump. All right. Oh, okay, perfect. Let's go to a commercial break. That's their policy. They have no real platform. They have no real plan. It's sad because people like Aaron are blinded by whatever hate that they learned in college and can't see the forest for the trees. That's the problem. And you and I all know there is no reasoning with the I word. And I don't mean Iran. I mean idiots. You can't reason with an idiot. Think about it. Let me show you something here. We got some Second Amendment fans in the room. I keep my 30-30 right over there. Got a little old Marlin 30-30. It's an old one. I'm a Second Amendment type of person. Could you imagine what or how different these January 8th protests in Iran would be if they were armed? If they had the Second Amendment there? Look at that. If the Second Amendment was part of the Iranian people's program, would we even need troops over there? It's the Iranian people fighting for their... This is why they shut down the internet. This is why they shut down the internet. Aaron, these are your people. They're wearing kefes. They're destroying things in the street. They want freedom. These are your people. Think about what or how different things in the Middle East would be if Iran had a second amendment. We're going to move along here. Threats began. This is coming from the Military Times. The threats began after the U.S. strikes against Iran have included identifying details about troops, spouses, and children. Now, people in this country are doxing families of the United States military. Children. Says it's from bad actors. I don't believe that one bit. Some service members and their families have been threatened by foreign adversaries. I don't believe it's foreign. I believe it's people right here in this country. Candace Owens got her start by doxing children on a gaming platform, Xbox, PlayStation. And now they're doing the same thing to military family members. Does this make you want to throw up? The last thing that somebody needs when they're deployed downrange is to worry about their family back home with some Antifa-tards coming to their garage. But they're doxing families on social media, TikTok, all these platforms, Reddit. They're all incels, and Aaron's probably an incel. I'm not going to block Aaron. I'm not going to block Aaron. I think Aaron's probably just... I'm tired of blocking people that are stupid because I think it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see how people have developed or regressed. And Aaron, you're welcome here anytime. And Aaron, if you send me an email, I'll call you and you can talk about this on the show. Ben's working class. Yeah, I'm a redneck from Lower Alabama. I grew up on a dirt road. I live on a dirt road. A shitty dirt road. I wish the county would fix the son of a bitch. Nobody's timing out Aaron. I love this. Incels, come on in. Change your underwear. Put on some pants. What does this make you feel like when you see that U.S. military families are being doxxed because of political opinions? We know what they're capable of. We saw what they did to Charlie Kirk for having a different opinion. All he wanted to do was talk to people. The same people that are scared to sign up to actually, defend this country are now doxing these families. This article came out last night or yesterday afternoon. Look at this. U.S. in April, Navy officials sent a Navy-wide notice providing detailed information to sailors about how to secure their electronic devices' personal information. The notice advised sailors to report suspicious messages to their unit's agency involving or information technology department. This makes me sick to my stomach. That this is the method. Aaron can't handle a bunch of betas, can't handle opposition. Aaron, I like it. I really do. You're doing me a favor. The best thing that could happen for a channel is that the chat is engaged. And Aaron, you're a super fan. You have engaged the chat. Thank you so much. I could just sit here and read your comments or just sit here and read the replies to you. You've done my job. Thank you, Aaron. You're doing the work for me, Aaron. I love you. God bless Aaron. God bless Aaron. You're a super fan. Trolls are not trolls. They're super fans. I appreciate every bit of it too. What do you think's going to happen soon? I don't know. I saw that comment. I believe the president is not going to waver. I think he's backed into a corner. He may very well be doing the Muhammad Ali on George Foreman. The rope-a-dope. Leaning on the ropes. Dodging, ducking, diving. You take a few hits. You take a few punches along the way. But old George Foreman ran out of gas. George Foreman ran out of gas. And when Ali realized he was out of gas, he got off the ropes and dropped the hammer on him. I mean, you can't argue with that. That's what happened. And there are people across the country that are starting to realize that. Algorithms are pro IRGC. Of course they are. Of course they are. Aaron, no one's blocking you. You're not that important, but thank you. See, Aaron, you're doing my work for me. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless Aaron. I pray for people like that. Let me see if I can find this. I had something that will trigger the algo here. A lot of people like getting triggered. Sounds like we've got a few that are triggered already. It makes me happy. Look at this. Where did I have that? I'm sorry. My apologies. My apologies. Y'all just play with Aaron for a second. Right here. This is the part I wanted to this is the one I wanted to show you real quick. This is talking about the airstrikes that were in Kuwait. Check this out. Let me see if I can find that.
On a proposed 60-day ceasefire extension with Iran after wrapping up a meeting yesterday in the Situation Room.
Meanwhile, a new report indicates at least 5 Americans were hurt in a recent Iranian missile attack on Kuwait.
Madeline Rivera joins us from Washington, D.C. with all the latest details. Maddie, good morning.
Good morning, guys. So that 2-hour meeting ended yesterday with little clarity as to whether the president will move forward with this memo of understanding. A White House official telling
5 Americans hurt on an American airbase. What does that do to negotiations? What do you think it should do to negotiations? And this is where I open the can of worms that I might not be able to put back in the can. What do you think? Let me show you another image of some protest occurring here in not here, but in Iran. Here's some protest occurring in Iran. Oh, wait, that's not Iran. That's an ICE detention facility in New Jersey. My apologies. It looked so similar. My apologies. That's America. Man, I'm confused. Very confused. Wow. That's where we're at right now, though. The similarities between the IRGC and the incels that we have here in the United States is unremarkable. They are the exact same thing. Truth Social post by President Trump: Iran must agree they will never have a nuclear weapon or bomb. Hormuz Strait must be open immediately. No tolls for shipping. It's pretty simple. Let me see if I can find this here. Yeah, here we go, right here. Iranian ballistic missile strike on a base in Kuwait within the past 24 hours caused minor injuries to several Americans. Previously, a seriously damaged MQ-9 Reaper strike drone, according to a person with direct knowledge of the attack who requested anonymity to describe details that aren't public. What does that do to negotiations? Probably a lot. First reply sounds like somebody from with a little bit of common sense. This is exactly what the Iranian people are tired of. The regime's reckless missile attack only gives the U.S. and Israel more excuses and hurts innocent Iranians. There's probably some innocent Iranians that are pissed off about this. Would they please stand up? I saw that comment. We're seeing it. Iran and path forward. What does this say? Okay. Trump outlines the terms of the deal. We're going to see that soon. What is this? Reported video of a UAV wreckage, Keshem Island. Okay. There was something I saw there that was pretty damn interesting. Let me grab I'm going to play this clip, and I'm going to grab a cup of coffee here. I need to refill my coffee, and then we'll take some phone calls. Aaron, I want you to call in. I really appreciate your opinion. I want you to call.
He's starting to bleed. Today in the Wall Street Journal, Mark Penn wrote a nice op-ed. Seth Cropsey wrote an op-ed. Well, he's getting a lot of people, independents, conservative Democrats, conservative MAGA, who say the pathway for you to get your economy rolling and the pathway to get back to popularity is not to pull out or negotiate with these people. They are never going to dismantle their nuclear reactor enriched uranium. They're never going to give it to you or a third party. They're never going to willingly open up that strait. It's just not going to happen. And they want 30 days. You've already negotiated more time than the actual war. That is going to lower, and it's going to lower it on the right because they want to finish the job and they don't want to be told as soon as we go home after the negotiations that they break the negotiations, that they're cheating, that Trump is a taco, the left goes jubilant. Robert Kagan, whom we know, I knew his father very well, a wonderful classicist Donald Kagan. He has a piece saying it's a complete defeat. I mean, he doesn't even talk about the attrition or the destruction of the Iranian military, or the $500 they're bleeding a day. But my point is, he's at a crossroads. And I think Newt Gingrich is right. You've got to finish the war as quickly as possible. Take out dual-use targets. Take out the ability to offload and unload oil at Karg Island. Clean out, bomb the corridor opposite the strait so there's no dockage for PT boats. Forcibly open the strait, and then let the Israelis go after command and control. Let them go after the enrichment. That's their key issue anyway. They want to get rid of the enrichment. So let them go after it and get the command and control, and then take out dual-use bridges and take out, military industrial complex. I'm told they have better intelligence than they ever had, and they know exactly what they missed, and they've got more assets right now. But and that will lower what I'm getting at. If you do that, then all good things follow. You lower the price of gas, you take a hit at the first, but the price of gas will collapse because of all the speculation that it was going to go to 200 and all the oil coming in on the market and no war. And then when that goes down, psychologically, people are going to feel good about the economy and prices will start to go down. And you will get credit and people will say, he took out Maduro, he neutered the Iranians and the Cubans are in trouble. And we've only lost 13 soldiers doing this, and he will get recognition. But if you wait and let this narrative get entrenched and solidified that he's a taco or he can't, that's bad. So I don't know who's advising him. I think a lot of the MAGA people are saying this is a terrible thing. We got to stop. We got to just, and that's not the way out of it. The way out of it is to cut the Gordian knot, not to try to untie it. Cut the Gordian knot. Just say, this is so complicated. Just cut it. And that means get rid of their ability to make war in 4 or 5 days and then just say, we're going to go home once the strait is open.
What do you think about that? I think he's spot on. I highly recommend you go and listen to Victor Davis Hanson. Did you get the metal flag I sent you? It's in my garage. I have that above my truck in the garage. Hello, found it, sent it on. Okay, gotcha. Somebody sent me something there. San Diego mosque shooters identified as, of course they were mechanics. Of course they were mechanics. You knew that. There's not even any there's not even any question about whether or not they were mechanics. I mean, come on. We know this. We know this is how they operate. I would like to take some phone calls this morning. I want to get some opinions on people's thoughts about what's going on. Let's grab some. I'm going to post some super chats up here while we're doing that, because that's very important. You guys help keep the show alive. You guys and girls, I think about 40% of our audience is female. I would love it if some of you would become members in the channel. Join the channel. You get access to this private Discord server. The link is in the chat. We always try to get 10 new members. Somebody gave away 5 new members earlier. Randy, thank you, Patriot Bruno. God bless you. God bless you, Randy, Patriot Bruno. Texas Aviator, thank you, Aaron. Aaron, you got a shout out. There you go. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Love to get your opinion on what you think is going on. Swap Iran's protesters for America's. Nikki, I would do that in a second. Texas Aviator, sorry, off topic. What was your first week like on a submarine? Oh, man, we're going back to the early 90s. Man, I don't know if I remember. I don't think I had time to even take a breath to remember that. Let's go here. Brian, Lime, Ohio. What you got, Brian?
Hey, good morning, Ben. How you doing?
Great. What would you like to say?
Oh, I don't know. I just think lamestream media is just trying to throw a division and a monkey wrench in the whole entire situation. One second they're like, "Oh, we got a deal." Next minute, "Oh, not so much." I'm just sick of it, man. It's been going on for too long, and all this propaganda BS is just drives me nuts.
Here's the correlation I'll make. The news media, with multiple other, lack of a better term, morons, did the exact same thing with the Epstein files. They agitate, they propagate, they spread, they indoctrinate, they eradicate, and they divide. That's exactly what they do.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And it's been going, I mean, it's been going on since, when I was in the Navy, and you know about the Persian Gulf incident, and when I came home for
Brian, I'm going to let you go before you go on a
Okay.
tangent on that. We've talked about it before. I appreciate you. God bless you. Bring the fire. Bring the fire. I try to keep it to about a minute per call. But thank you very much, Brian. I don't remember what it was like to be first week on a submarine. I really can't remember. Everything happened so fast. Let's go here. Line 2. What do you got?
Hey, Ben, how's it going?
Great. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
West Virginia. Name's Eric.
Eric in West Virginia. What would you like to say, Eric? You're on the clock.
Well, what I can't figure out is I don't understand how the bigger picture hasn't been at least assumed or realized about everything that's going on. Like clear back to all the money that was flown in to Iran from the Democrats.
Okay.
Every single thing that's happening, the riots, the propaganda, the money that was flown to Iran, I think that it is all deliberately paid for. That's what the money was sent to them for.
Who paid for it? Who do you think paid for it?
Whatever ones is in on the corruption that's been exposed already. I think that everything was paid for with that money. For everything that's happening right now, I think it was all intentional. I think that the Democrats are deliberately working with the IRGC and the regime that's over there.
It seems like CNN carries some water for them. Thank you for calling, sir. God bless you. Line 3, go right ahead.
Hey, the last time, this is Ben from Santa Barbara, California. You told me when I said that we may have a red
You got to speak up a little bit.
You still think I'm smoking something?
I don't know if the Democrat, I don't want to say Democrat Party. I don't know if the powers that be will allow a Republican governor to ever happen in California.
Especially what Newsom's trying to do now. But, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope, and then your message get out there to everybody else.
Here's my other problem. I don't want a British guy as a governor in the United States. I'm tired of people not born in America holding political office. Steve Hilton's probably a good dude. I don't want a British guy to be in charge of California.
I agree with you, but the only one thing that gets me with Bianco was that he took a knee with Black Lives Matter.
I don't like him either. I think they have poor candidates. I think the Republican Party could have done a better job in California than Bianco or Hilton. I think they both have weaknesses. I don't like a British person to be a governor. California is it was the world's 7th largest economy. I don't want a British guy with that much power in our country.
Exactly. But I think right now it's the least of two evils, I think.
Well, here's my question for you, and then I'm going to hang up on you. You got a sandwich in this hand, sandwich in this hand. One's cat shit, one's dog shit. Which one are you going to take a bite out of? And you got to eat one. You got to eat one. God bless you. Line 4, go. Line 4, hung up. Heavy breathing doesn't do it for me. Okay. China's the problem with almost everything. You think China could be funding this? Okay. You might not be wrong. I don't want people outside of the country. Caller's audio's low. What do you want me to do about it? You be driving to California, turn his phone up? I don't know what you want me to do about it, bro. I don't know. Hilton is a U.S. citizen. Now, he might have an allegiance to the UK. I'm not a fan of people that are not natural born Americans holding political office. I don't even care if it's dog catcher. Line 5, go.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning. Line 5, go right ahead. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
This is Nicky Nunley.
Nicky, what's going on?
Tennessee. What up, bro?
What would you like to say, Nicky? Thank you for all your support on the channel and your positive comments. I love it.
Okay. You're welcome. Hey, I called. I'm not much on calling, or talking, but I called a while back. I predicted the election of Mayor Kami Mandami.
You did.
And now I'm going to make another prediction.
Okay, let's hear it.
Spencer Pratt's the new mayor of Shittown. It's going to happen.
I don't know if they allow him to win.
Yeah, well, you know, it seems like there was an outsider that ran for president, you know, and I'm not sure what happened to him. I think he might have got elected. So
Hey, Nikki, you're 100% correct. You are 100% correct.
I'm 100% underdog all the time, every time. Mark it down, Ben. He's going to get elected, man. He's going to be mayor. It's going to happen, bro.
Nikki, I'm writing it down. God bless you, brother. Appreciate all your support.
God bless
Thank
you. Bye.
Nikki predicts Spencer Pratt next mayor of Los Angeles. U.S. citizens are greater than Americans. I don't know about that. Let's go, Eunice. What do you got, Eunice?
Hey, how you doing, Ben?
Amazing. What would you like to say?
Sorry to interrupt you. I didn't mean to. I just want to say, I know people are getting fed up with waiting and people think Trump is taking too long. But you've got the other people on the other side and other countries trying to rush in. The problems that we have right now in the United States are still going to be here. But if we don't have strong borders all around us and calm everybody that's trying to break us, we're never going to be able to take care of what's going on in the United States. We're fighting constantly. We're fighting in the United States. We're fighting out of the United States. And right now, what's going on outside of the United States, I feel that needs our president's all his attention. He's got subordinates trying to deal with here, and it's being settled, but it's going to take time. It can't be any worse than what the Democrats have put us through. So have a little patience, have a drink, pray, do whatever you got to do, but it's all going to come out right at the end, and I honestly believe that. And you have a good day, and thank you for your service to all our military.
God bless you, Eunice. Thank you so much. Eunice with a little bit of a unification call there. She's calling for a united front. Lines are open. Where did Aaron go? Ben opened the phone lines and he disappeared. Doesn't have the balls to call. I've got the balls to take the calls. I love talking to people that I don't necessarily agree with. I wish more people would call in that I don't necessarily agree with. What is this? Let's see here. Destroy all nuclear materials, open Hormuz. Okay, we want that. Into the forge. Okay, we want that. The lines are open right up there. 615-475-7864. Just turn the audio down on whatever you're watching on. And feel free. You can call and complain, criticize, critique, whatever you want. I am a what do you call it? Equal opportunity channel. No DEI here though. I don't target lower intellect people. I would never do that. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what God you worship. I don't care what TV shows that you watch. I am as pro-American as legally allowed. I am that American. What is this? Let's see here. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is in Singapore meeting with the Japanese minister. What is that one here? Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, let's see here. I want to say, where did I find that clip of the old guy? Okay. Let me see if I can find a little more of that. I thought I could. I think I lost that. Well, guys, gals, girls, let's grab some comments here. Let's grab some super chats. Trump has a plan. Trust the plan. Bruce, you might not be wrong. I want to say The guy didn't get to where he's at without a plan. God bless the USA. That's something you don't hear at a Democrat rally. Swamp Iran protesters. I agree with that. Should be the red line. Stop playing checkers. David. This is a good comment by David here. Let me see here. Let's go right here. Line 4. What do you got?
Hey, Ben?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hey, my name's Matt. I'm calling from Canada.
Oh, God.
I'm just calling to say, Ben, I'm sick and tired of this ceasefire. It's been dragging on and dragging on and dragging on.
You're in
What
Canada.
is the deal here, and why can't we get this done? Yeah.
When you say we, do you mean America or do you mean Canada?
No, I mean America. Why can't we just finish the job here? Why America?
What is Canada doing to help?
What is Canada doing?
Mm-hmm.
Canada, I don't know what they're doing. I'm just talking about America. I just want Trump to finish the job.
Okay. So you, as a Canadian, support the United States?
Yes, of course. I support the United States 100%.
What do you think is the biggest problem with your government? Let's talk about Canada for a second.
Oh, it's a laundry list of problems, man. I don't even know where to begin. Our government is shit. Our country's going to shit. It's a proxy for China to move in and eventually get to the States, I think, to be honest with you.
I have heard Canada has turned into basically a new battleground for the Chinese.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And our borders are open to whoever the fuck wants in here, and we just let them come in. We don't even have a culture here in Canada. Our culture is pandering to everybody else's culture. It's horrible.
I do like seeing that the Stanley Cup final doesn't have a Canadian team in it this year.
Yes. Well, I can't agree with you there, but I'm an Ottawa Senators fan. I live just outside of Ottawa. But otherwise, I don't know. These ceasefires with Iran. I'm a big Trump supporter. I'm a big fan of America, and I just want to see this ceasefire is going on in the background while Iran is attacking neutral countries that aren't even.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Just a quick, short answer if you can. I'm going to grab some other calls. What is the number one issue that Canada has? What is the number one problem that Canada has?
Immigrants. Immigration. Our borders are open to everybody.
Yeah. And then they sneak into our country. Well, I appreciate you calling. Thank you so much. Typically, I have a love-hate relationship with Canadians. I love to hate them because about 98.6% of Canadians are very hypercritical of America, but at the same time, they're allowing their own country to be destroyed. But you sound like you've got common sense.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing I could do except for vote, and So I love America. If I was born there, I'd be a lot happier. So, anyways, Ben, you take care. I love your show.
Thank you for what was your name?
Keep trucking, buddy.
What was your name, sir?
My name's Matt, and I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Matt in Toronto. God bless you. You know, Matt, I've been to every major league baseball park. Every major league park. The only major league park I have never been to is Toronto. I even went to the old Saddle Dome when Montreal Expos were there. I've been to every major league park.
Gosh.
Toronto's the only one I've never been to.
Wow. Well, come on down, man. It's waiting for you.
Back when I was a baseball fan, I think I've been to like 1,400 major league baseball games. I've sat through.
Oh my gosh.
I've sat through like 7 perfect games and about 11 no-hitters. Yeah, I've been to a lot of baseball.
That is wild, man. Holy, Are you still into it that much?
I lost interest in baseball early to about 2012, 2013. At the time I was in
Okay.
Seattle, I had season tickets to the Mariners. I lost interest when they became very
Right.
DEI, and
Right.
yeah, I quit watching baseball. But I've got a
Oh,
box of all of my ticket stubs. I want to say 1,500 games is what I've been to. I think.
holy smokes! I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, I've got
Jeez.
probably 20 foul balls that I've caught. I've got
Wow.
I've
No
got
way.
yeah, I've got a bunch. Yeah. I've got it.
Wow.
I've got a ball in the closet signed by one of your guys, Toronto. I've got a John Olerud baseball signed.
Oh yeah, by the Jays.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
baseman. God bless you. Nice talking to
Oh,
you. Line 5. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Ben. This is Eric over in Oklahoma.
Eric in
As
Oklahoma.
far as what we got going on in Iran, we've talked before. I think we should just burn all the dust. But the way I'm understanding it now is that Trump wants that dust so he could figure out where it came from. I didn't know that was possible. You know, you could find out where it's from.
I didn't either.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I just found that out like a couple of days ago, and I think he wants it like that so he can pin it on Hillary and the rest of the jagoffs.
You might be
And,
right.
But as far as Iran, I don't think they're ever going to stop. They'll never stop trying to get that nuke so they can take out Israel and whoever else. But their first target is Israel the day they get it.
I agree. That's our only ally in the Middle East. And sadly, now that we have seen how NATO, the United Nations, operates,
Yeah.
Israel may very well be our only ally in the world right now.
Right over there. Yes, sir. I agree.
God bless you. Thank you for calling. Great point. Aaron, text the show. I'll call you. Apparently, Aaron's tried to call and he can't get in. Whatever. I don't believe that 1 second. Aaron, you're welcome to call. If you don't want to, as long as you don't call in and try to insult me, we can have a legitimate conversation. A legitimate conversation. And this goes for anyone watching. Anyone that's watching. I am happy to talk to anyone about whatever you have an issue with. Ben, I can see you will be there next. Russ Lee. I don't know who Russ Lee is. Wilfredo, I can see you will be there. I don't speak code, and I don't have the Enigma machine to break that. I don't have the code for that. Text the show, I'll call you. If you want to call in, feel free. Let's see here. The company Digital Asylum, 74 million at 24 years old. I don't know what that is, but wow, that's a good one. I got something I want to share here real quick. I want to see if you agree with this. I'm going to turn the calls off here for just a second. So, Aaron, I'm sure you'll probably say that you tried to call there. This is a British World War II veteran. He just passed away. What he says here is amazingly powerful. British veteran saying on national TV that the sacrifice he made is not worth what Britain has become. Let me know in the chat. They give him a CD. Are you freaking kidding me? I think they could do a little better than give him a CD. I think they could have done a little more for him. But I'll say this, or I'll ask the question. Do you think he's wrong? And a poll in the chat right now. Are the men and women who died for America embarrassed by what we've become? By what we've become as a nation? The men that stormed the beach in Normandy. The women pilots, we had female pilots in World War II, test pilots. A lot of them passed away testing planes. A lot of them died testing these planes. We've had men and women die for this country going back to the Revolutionary War. If you could go to Arlington National Cemetery and ask some of those men and women that are buried there, that are heroes, that are buried there, or a national cemetery near you, if they, looking down, could give you an answer about what our country has become, what do you think they would say? What do you think they would say? I'll tell you this. As a veteran that's walking around right now, I look at my country and I'm like, what happened? Somebody says, I don't think they're embarrassed. They're disgusted. I can't argue with that comment. With the amount of anti-American rhetoric that we are seeing right now, it makes me want to vomit. It makes me angry. Somebody says their grandparents turned over their graves. You can't even play CDs anymore. He probably has some device that can't. Yeah, you're probably right. If you could ask one military leader from history a question about what's going on right now, I think Gooch is a Marine veteran. Gooch, were you Marines or Army? I forget. I know you're a combat vet, and I forget. If you could ask one military leader a question about this, if you could ask Audie Murphy, if you could ask Chesty Puller, if you could ask, I don't know, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, if you could ask some of our founding fathers if they thought we would get this far away from their idea, what do you think they would say? I don't know what they would say. I believe there was a quote. I think it was it might have been Benjamin Franklin that says, you know, something along the lines, this is a constitutional republic if we can keep it. If we can keep it. And I don't know if I don't know how far we are from losing the grasp of that. That's what scares me. Aaron, you're welcome to call in. Let's see here. Oh, was it Reagan? Okay. I don't know, guys. Somebody said they wouldn't be able to speak. They'd be speechless. Yeah, what do you think General Patton would say? What do you think some of these people would say? We know what Aaron would say. Jesus was a liberal. I'm sure he would vote and say that Tallarico. How many of you agree with this guy? Whew. I don't know, guys. But folks, this is where we are. President Trump is at a crossroads. The country's watching. Iran continues to test the line. The media is trying to muddy the water. Political class wants to drag everything out. And they want to overcomplicate it. They want to pretend weakness is wisdom. think the American people understand something simple. Peace doesn't come from begging your enemies to behave. Peace comes from strength. Peace comes from clarity. It comes when America's enemies knows there's a price to pay for pushing too far. I believe that's why this whole moment matters. If Trump finishes this the right way, quickly, decisively, and with American interests first, it could change everything. And it scares people like, you know who. It could stabilize the energy markets. It could lower pressure on working families. Could remind the world that America is not just another country making statements from a damn podium. We are still the nation that can shape events when our leaders have the will to do it. But I believe if we hesitate, if we let Iran continue to play games, continue to delay, if we let the same old BS foreign policy crowd keep harping on this crap, things get worse. I believe that's what Victor Davis Hanson was pointing to. Trump has a really good chance to finish the job. Keep your eyes on three things over this weekend. What Iran does next, how the president responds, whether the media tries to convince you that being a strong country is somehow dangerous or reckless. Strength's how we get out. I appreciate you. Take care. Aaron, you're a spineless loser.